crafty friends, Irene here with Artemis Made, and I'm always excited and happy to be back on the Trinity Stamps YouTube channel sharing a new video with you all. So today we are going to be playing around with the Simply Sentimental Sweet set, and I'm only using this set because, I should say I'm only using this one set because I'm on vacation and so I have limited supplies. So that's going to be the theme of today's video. How much can we actually accomplish when we are not in our crafty spaces and have very few limited things with us? So I am really happy to be playing with this set because, for one, I just love words. The Simply Sentimental set is fabulous. The whole line, the whole collection of Simply Sentimental, there are so many word sets out there for you to use that are a wonderful addition for your crafty stash. Okay, so we are starting with some ink blending here. As you can see, we are doing a small color palette, just 3 colors. We're using a pink, an orange, and a yellow. And this is a really good background technique when you're traveling because it just takes a few inks and a couple brushes and you just get some color on there and it makes it really nice and vibrant, but you don't have to have a lot of tools with you. So I really enjoy doing ink blended backgrounds when I'm traveling and when I'm not, let's be honest, but it is really an easy thing to do when you are away from your crafty stash. So now I'm going to add the yellow in here at the bottom, and I am overlapping the colors a bit too, so I can get a nice transition from the pink to the orange to the yellow. And I'm actually going to go back in after I do this first layer of each, and I'll pump up the colors a little bit more, and you'll see that here in a moment. So they're going to be a little bit more vibrant, just like that. So now I'm going to be working on getting some sentiments onto the background. Now, when you only have a sentiment set with you, what can you do? You might think, oh, well, if I don't have a focal image, what am I supposed to do? I don't really have anything I can use my sentiments with. Don't limit yourself like that. Just use your sentiments. Why not, right? They're so cool in this set. They have all these different fonts, different sizes, different thicknesses, and they're so much fun. So make that your focal point. Honestly, just use your sentiments and make your own patterns in the background. So that's literally all I'm doing here is I'm just taking the sweet words, and these are ones also have matching dies that go with them, which is amazing. So I'm taking all of these words and I'm just twisting them and turning them around in different directions to make an interesting background. And don't be afraid to let them run off the page, go upside down, sideways, whatever works for you. The only thing I would recommend is try to vary which words are next to each other, both in line weight and font and size, etc. So I am trying to make sure that I don't have two of the same fonts or sentiment stamps next to each other, and that way it adds some more visual interest because they're all different and they all set each other off nicely. And so here I'm just adding more and more of those as I go. I started, if you noticed, in the center and worked my way out. It is much easier to space these if you start in the center. So you are able then to kind of fill in the rest of the sentiments as you go. And you can see here too, since I only have my mini Misty with me, I kind of let my card front hang off of my Misty a little bit so I could get those edges covered with my sentiments as well. And there you go. And I'm just putting in those last little bit of letters on the side there. And like I said, don't worry about it running off the side. It just looks more natural and organic that way. So there's nothing wrong with that. And so I'm turning it here because you can see from every direction, it is just as interesting and there's no wrong way to use it. That is another great tip for traveling because you don't want to have to start over and over because you are limited to having one, or I should say directional backgrounds. So because this goes in all different directions, I can turn it, spin it any way that works best for my card. All right, so now we're going to add a few more of the little mini sentiments or sub-sentiments because the sentiment we're going to put on the card itself is going to say, wishing you sweet success. So this could be for a graduation. One of our other new sets, the Hoot Hoot Hooray, has an adorable little graduation cap in it, and it would be really cute to just put the graduation cap maybe off of the S in sweet. That could be really sweet actually. So you could do the graduation cap. This could be for somebody retiring. This could be for somebody with a new promotion. There are so many sentiments in this set that can be used a variety of ways, and they are mix and match too. So you can there's a you are, there's a your, there's the, there's so on and so forth. You can make all kinds of different sentiments, all with this sweet theme. So highly recommend, again, the Simply Sentimental sets. They're fabulous. All right, so I'm trimming that down here a little bit, and I am just basically going to get it aligned onto my card. But first, I'm going to take this die. I was trying to figure out which one I liked best for my project, and there are so many options in the die set, but I decided to go with this one here, which has a shadow, as they all do, and I'm using this kind of sparkly black cardstock that I happened to grab a piece and have it with me. So I am cutting out 2 of the shadow layers and then 3 of the word layers, and I'm going to glue these together to add them together for a little bit of dimension. And look how easily, even such a thin die, it pops right out. I am in love with this set. I know I've said that already, but it is so true. They cut beautifully. There's so many options. I just love it. All right, so we're going to glue together our shadow layer here first. And just again, this is for a little bit of dimension because we've got a flat card but in the background, so I'm just going to add a little bit of popping up goodness. All right, so now we're going to add a little bit of glue drops here to the very thin layer of the main sentiment. And then you see I glued them together, and now that white pops against the black. So I decided after I took a look at it that I wanted to add a very, very thin matting layer. So I'm using that same sparkly black cardstock, and I am going to mat it just underneath my background. And all I'm doing here is taking off, I believe, a 16th of an inch all the way around all 4 sides. So that basically gives us just a really nice little matting layer, that little peekaboo of the black to coordinate with the black font and with the black shadow layer, because I like using the same paper on my shadow that I have in my my matting layers, because I feel like it's really nice and cohesive. Now here I'm actually using the Nuvo glue pen, I think it is, or the glue stick. It's new to me, but it was fun to use. It has like a little press tip, and you just kind of press down and swipe it across your paper, and you're good to go. I did play around with that sentiment just on the background, as you just saw there, and then I decided, you know what, it needs a little something extra. And this is another really simple thing you can do when you're traveling. All I did, quite literally, as you saw, was cut an 1/8 of an inch of that same black cardstock, and I just kind of broke up my background by putting that strip toward the bottom and all the way across my panel. And that made a grounding layer for my sentiment. So you see all those sweets in the background. The main one would maybe have gotten a little bit lost if I didn't have that grounding strip right across the middle. So I have that there now, and I can add my wishing you above it and success below it. So now, even though there are so many words there and so much going on, you are drawn right to wishing you sweet success, which of course is the point of the card. You want to make sure that your recipient sees that that is what you are intending for them. But it's really fun, it's vibrant, it's easy, which is key. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you had a little bit of fun crafting on vacation with me. And I have to say, I'm very excited. I'm at Paper Ganza this weekend, which you may have been hearing about from Trinity. Trinity is teaching a class here, and I just can't wait to take the class. I'm so excited. So thank you again for joining me. I hope that you've had a great time today, and I hope you are encouraged to grab some paper and craft something that really makes you smile. Thanks a bunch, friends. Take care. Bye-bye.